Hey, hello, you there browsing through YouTube. Today I'm gonna do something stupid. Very stupid. As you can tell from the title, it says, can you make a PvP team in Kanto in Pokemon Planet? Now, as a person that likes a challenge and doing unique things, I've decided to limit myself to certain restrictions in this challenge. That being that the Pokemon is only catchable in Kanto, meaning that if the Pokemon is listed on Amy's guide under the Kanto category, then it will count. And if you don't know how to access Amy's guide, all you gotta do is type /guide in the in-game chat and another window will automatically pop up. The other restriction being that the Pokemon's rarity is only rare at most, so no VRs, no ERs, or legendaries. Now the reason why I did this was to be in the shoes of someone that's new to the game to really make the Pokemon as accessible as possible. But other than that, let's get started. So for our first Pokemon, we got Magnuson. Now you can find Magnemite in many places throughout Kanto, but I prefer to look for one in the power plant. Also, if you get a Magnemite and evolve it into a Magneton, you can evolve it into Magnuson through using a Coronet Rock, which can either be bought from the global market or dropped by wild Magnemites or Pokemon from Mount Coronet. So the set I've decided to use is a Timid Nature Magnipole ability Magnuson, EV trained in special attack and speed, the moveset being Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Volt Switch, and Thunder Wave. Now I know what you're thinking. Why use a Magnipole Magnezone without Hidden Power Fire? But the reality is, getting a Hidden Power Fire Magnezone for a Kanto player would probably cost too much to get, so I've decided to just stick with this moveset instead. Now the best thing about Magnipole Magnezone is that it can trap common steel types like Scizor and Fortress, but even if Scizor has superpower, you can use Volt Switch into our next Pokemon. And that Pokemon is gonna be Ganga, being completely immune to superpower. Now you can find plenty of Ghastlies and Haunters in the tower in Lavender Town, and they are common and uncommon, so they will be very easy to catch. As for its nature, it's gonna be timid with a Cursed Body ability. It will be EV trained in special attack and speed. The moveset will be Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Destiny Bond, and Icy Wind. Now the reason why I chose these movesets, even though Gengar can learn many more, is that first of all, Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb are a must, especially for the extra stab damage because it's the same typing as Gengar. But the reason I chose Icy Wind is to counter anything that can use Earthquake against our Magnezone and Gengar like a Garchomp and Gliscor, both being 4 times weak to ice moves. I also chose Destiny Bond so Gengar can take down Pursuit Trappers such as Bisharp, Weavile, and Tyranitar. I would have chosen Focus Blast, but it's too expensive of a move, so I decided not to. So our next Pokemon is going to be Morel. Now this Pokemon is an absolute powerhouse if set up correctly. You can find many Morels on many of the 7 islands, but I like to hunt in 4 Island just because the water is so much closer to the Pokemon Center than anywhere else. So, for its nature, you want it to be adamant, and you definitely need it to have the huge power ability. It will be EV trained in HP and attack. As for its moveset, it will have Belly Drum, Aqua Jet, Play Rough, and Superpower. Now, some people prefer Knockoff over Superpower, but I like Superpower better because it counters common Pokemon like Ferrothorn, Chansey, and possibly Tyranitar. Azumarill also does very well against most Dragon types due to its Fairy typing and its strong Play Rough move. The next Pokemon up on our list is Vileplume. Now this Pokemon is what I'd call a budget Amoonguss, but it has its own ups and downs. Now you can find an Oddish pretty much anywhere in Kanto, but I like to hunt in Route 12 just because it's closest to Vermilion City. I like my Vileplume to be Bold Nature with Effect Spore ability. It's going to be EV trained in HP and defense. The moveset being Giga Drain, Sleep Powder, Strength Sap, and either Aromatherapy or Sludge Bomb. Vileplume's Giga Drain covers against Pokemon like Gastrodon and Quagsire. Sleep Powder is also a nice move to be able to put opponent Pokemon to sleep, but it won't work against grass types such as Ferrothorn and Amoonguss. Strength Sap is also a nice move because it can lower the attack of the opponent, but at the same time healing Vileplume back up. So using either Sludge Bomb or Aromatherapy is purely for preference because Aromatherapy helps cure status effects for all of your Pokemon like Toxic, Paralysis, or Sleep. But Sludge Bomb is a pretty nice poison stab move as well. After that, the next choice is gonna be Quagsire. This Pokemon can be located in the same locations as Morel, so I'd say hunt for Wooper and Morel both at the same time surfing in 4 Island. Quagsire is also a ground and water type, which makes it immune to electric type, which is something quite nice to have. For its nature, I chose Careful Nature with Unaware ability, meaning that it ignores opposing Pokemon stat changes, which is a very useful ability against common sweepers such as Shell Smash Cloyster, Calm Mind Clefable, Swords Dance Scizor, and even Swords Dance Gliscor. I EV trained Quagsire in HP and Special Defense. For the moveset, I gave Quagsire Curse, Earthquake, Waterfall, and Recover. Now most Quagsire sets have Scald over Waterfall, but I feel like Curse works better with Waterfall because Curse increases the attack stats of Quagsire. Quagsire also does well to wall common Pokemon like Rotom Mosh and Magnuson for its ground typing. And last but not least, the last Pokemon on this team is Pigeon. Now, before you guys start laughing and saying how Pidgeot is one of the worst Pokemon to use in a PvP team, I agree, Pidgeot kinda sucks, but it has an important role on this team. First, where to find Pidgey? Well, you see here, you can probably find Pidgey literally anywhere in Kanto that has tall grass. Like, you can find this Pokemon anywhere and everywhere in Kanto. But the nature I chose for Pidgeot is gonna be modest, and the ability really doesn't matter, but I chose Big Pecs. I decided to EV train Pidgeot in HP and Special Attack. Now for the moveset, I decided to use Heat Wave, Hurricane, Roost, and Defog. Heat Wave is a really good move against many of the common PvP Pokemons like Ferrothorn, Scizor, and Fortress. And I feel like many people will be surprised with Heat Wave on Pidgeot. Hurricane is also a really amazing move against many fighting, bug, and grass type Pokemon, especially for it being a stab move. Roost is something always good to have to keep Pidgeot healthy, and Defog is an amazing move to get rid of hazards like Stealth Rocks and Spikes. Pidgeot also being a flying type makes it completely immune to ground type moves like Earthquake and Earth Power. But yeah, that is gonna be the PvP team that can be done in Kanto. Now, is it a team that you should make yourself? I'd say do it if you dare, but have I made this team for myself? No, not at the moment of this recording, but I will plan to use it and record another video for it in the future. Other than that, feel free to let me know what you guys think about it or what I should do for my next video. Maybe even do the same challenge for Johto? Oh, and I also forgot to mention that I also stream on Twitch, so feel free to stop by and say hi, I'll usually reply. The link will be in the description below. But other than that, thanks for watching the video.